it's always interesting to me as an introvert to kind of watch myself when I go to Christmas parties or gatherings of people. Um, my tendency is to grab a snack tray and walk around the room, just kind of see if people want to have a cookie or a snack or something, and not really have to talk because I'm not quite sure what to say, or I'm just kind of introverted, and carrying a snack tray I think is a good way to have some kind of a barrier or something to do. And I wonder if that isn't a little bit of what happens to us in this season before Christmas, right around this time of year. It's almost like we let ourselves get seduced into the busyness of Christmas. It's a lot of good stuff, decorating trees, getting presents for people, having parties. But it's almost like a way of not dealing with the great mystery that we're living with, what it is that we remember. At Christmas time, it's almost like this is too much for me to really grasp or embrace God, the creator of the universe, becoming one of us, being born as a child in human life. So rather than try to sit with that and squirm about that, try to grasp what it means, I'll get busy. I'll decorate a tree, or I'll buy presents, or whatever it is. But the interesting piece of it is, and I think we get moments of this when I find somebody at the party that I could just put the tray down and have a conversation with. It's really nice when we take a moment to try to grasp what it is that's happening, or what it is that we're remembering, that God's love knows no limits. God came among us. God became incarnate among us. It sort of taps into this deeper yearning that never goes away, that we all have, of trying to unite, not only with ourselves, but unite with God too. And that's such a big piece of the mystery of Christmas, I think. It's a heck of a lot more than a childish desire for what's missing. As John Shea would say, it's not a form of utopian delusion, but it's trying to sit with the truth about the incarnation, that God came among us, that God is among us, that God has affirmed human life by being born into human life. And it also taps into a deep yearning, I think, that we all have, that we all want a better world, we all want things to go right, we all want ourselves to get along and care about one another. In realizing that it doesn't come from beyond us, we'd all like to have a great leader, we'd all like to have a great spiritual guru that we can follow, but we realize that it has to come from within us, not from beyond us. It comes out of us, out of the core of our being, because that's where God abides, and that's what God sends us into the world to do, to be light in the darkness, to be love in a world that doesn't know love. John Shea again talks about the gospel texts that do not carry disinterested information or just data about past events. They have two ambitions. according to Shea, to express the truth and the meaning of his appearance among us, and to communicate that truth and meaning to our pending consciousness in such a way that we are transformed. As Shea says, texts like these are after our souls. They're the winds of God. And as the Hindu tradition reminds us, they're always blowing and we must raise our sails. But also, as the Hindu tradition warns us, if we do not risk an encounter with these sacred texts, we may read them as donkeys carry sandalwood, knowing the burden, but not the fragrance. So, no matter what Mass we attend at Christmas, the invitation is to move along the continuum of midnight, dawn, and day, to break into the light of God among us. This Christmas, may we look deep inside ourselves and find spiritual grace to see the light and to be the light in the world.